Hello students, we continue our chapter number 5 fractions. Now we start a new exercise 5C. In this exercise we read about the equivalent fraction. How we can make an equivalent fraction. Equivalent fractions can be made by two methods. One is multiplying both numerator and denominator by the same non-zero number. You have to multiply both numerator and denominator. And the second one is you can make equivalent fraction even by dividing both numerator and denominator by the same non-zero number. Such these fractions are known as equivalent fractions. Now we read the definition of equivalent fraction. Two or more fractions representing the same part of a whole are called equivalent fractions. Now, there is a rule. To get a fraction equivalent to a given fraction, we multiply or divide the numerator and denominator of the given fraction by the non-zero number. Now let us see the example. Multiply both denominator and numerator by the same non-zero number. Now there is an example 6 upon 11. When we multiply any fraction with the same number like 2, we multiply by 2 in numerator 6 and denominator 11. Then we get the result means 6 multiplied by 2 is 12, 11 multiplied by 2 is 22. Now this is the equivalent fraction for this. We can multiply by any number in the both numerator and denominator, then we get equivalent fraction of this. Now see like this, we multiply by 3 in both numerator and denominator, we get 18 cos 6 multiplied by 3, 18, 11 multiplied by 3 is 33. Now these two fractions are equivalent fraction of for this. Now we are multiply it by any other number like 4 and 5, then we get the more equivalent fraction like when we multiply by 4 we get 24 upon 44, and when we multiply by 5 then we get 30 upon 55. Now these all are the equivalent fraction for 6 by 11. Okay. Now the second method, if we divide both numerator and denominator by the same non-zero number, then we will get the equivalent fractions. Now see here the example 18 upon 30. Now 18 by 30 is the fraction. We are divided by 2 both numerator and denominator. Now we are dividing by 2. We get 9 upon 15 because 18 divided by 2 is 9. 30 divided by 2 is 15. So this is the equivalent fraction for this. And further you can divide it by any other number, but you cannot divide it by again 2 because 9 and 15 are not divisible by 2. So we divide it by 3 because 9 is divisible by 3 and 15 is also divisible by 3. So we divide it by 3. So we get 3 upon 5 because 9 divided by 3 is 3. 15 divided by 3 is 5. So we get 3 upon 5. So now these two fractions are equivalent for 18 upon 30. So likewise you can divide it further or multiply with another numbers, you get equivalent fractions. You can make as many equivalent fractions by multiplying, but in division there are limited equivalent numbers. Now let us see the next topic to test whether two given fractions are equivalent or not. How we can find out if two fractions are equivalent or not? Now we take an example. Now we take exercise 5C question second part second. Now these are two fractions 3 upon 8 and 15 upon 40. Now how can you find out whether these two fractions are equivalent or not? There is a very easy method, simple method. It's a cross multiplying. You will cross multiply the fractions. You will multiply the numerator of the one fraction with the denominator of the other. Means 3 is multiplied by 40 and 15 is multiplied by 8. Now see here, 3 is multiplied by 40 and 8 is multiplied by 15. Now you get the answer. 3 is multiplied by 40 is 120. 8 is multiplied by 15 is 120. Now if the answer are same, that means these two fractions are equivalent. Now these answer are same means these two fractions are equivalent. Now we take another example. It's also a exercise question, exercise 5C question second sixth. Now 2 upon 3 and 33 upon 22, these are the fractions. How will you do it? You will cross multiply them. We have to cross multiply them. We will multiplying 2 multiplied by 22, 3 multiplied by 33. Now 2 multiplied by 22 is 44, 3 multiplied by 33 is 99. So these answer are not same. So we can say these two fractions 2 upon 3 and 33 upon 22, these are not equivalent because the answer are not same. Okay, let us solve the another sum. Exercise 5C, question number 3. Find the equivalent fraction of 3 upon 5 having denominator 30. Now means 3 upon 5 having denominator 30 means 3 upon 5 is the fraction and you have to find the equivalent fraction to it which has denominator is 30. 8% denominator is 5. You make it 30. What will you do? 30 is the bigger number than 5. So, what will you do? You will multiply. But multiply with what? You will multiply 6 because when we multiply the 5 with 6 we got the result 30. So we multiply by 6 in both denominator and numerator. So the result is 3 multiplied by 6, 18. 5 multiplied by 6 is 30. Now we can represent it like this. It's our question number 11 means 3 upon 5 and we find out the fill in the blanks means dash upon 30. So how you will find the answer? First we multiply 5 with the 6 we get 30 and the same digit 6 is multiplied by numerator means 3 multiplied by 6 we got the answer 18. It's our question number 11. Okay. So our answer is 6. Now we take another question. Question number 8 in our exercise 5C. Find the equivalent fraction of 56 upon 70 with denominator 10. Now 56 upon 70 is the fraction and you have to find the equivalent fraction to it which has denominator is 10. 8% denominator is 70. You make it 10. What will you do? 10 is a smaller number than 70. So we will divide. But divide with what? Which number? 70 is divided by 7 gives you 10. 70 is divided by 7 gives you 10. So we divide by 7 both numerator and denominator means 56 divided by 7 and 70 divided by 7. Now 56 divided by 7 we get the answer is 8. 70 is divided by 7 we got the answer 10. So this is the equivalent fraction for this. Now student, we completed our exercise 5C. So you do it in your notebook. Okay, bye.